Tonight, we continue to follow breaking news out of Akron, where 2 people have died after a plane crashed into a home.
This video from a witness showing the large orange flames and smoke erupting from the home. This happened this afternoon around 4 o'clock on Canterbury Circle in Akron. And good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Lena Lai. We have team coverage tonight. See, a New Yorker spoke to witnesses.
But we begin in Akron with Hunter Bertram, who has the latest on the investigation. Hunter, good evening.
Russ, tonight investigators searching through the wreckage while the identities of the 2 killed remains unknown and not yet released. The big question, however, how the pilot and passenger ended up crashing into this neighborhood.
Just before 4 p.m., a plane falls from the sky into a quiet Akron neighborhood.
We got a call that residents saw a plane going down into the house.
As neighbors in the Coventry Crossing development are just getting home from work.
We got more calls that people heard explosions.
A fireball erupts, a home engulfed. First responders arriving into chaos, not yet knowing what they're walking into.
No injuries to the residents who live there. They were able to get out. They were home. But we do have 2 deceased people inside of the plane.
Ohio State Highway Patrol tells 3 News a 1963 Piper Cherokee single-engine plane crashed after departing Akron Fulton Airport, only a few miles east of the crash site. From above, 3 News drone video revealing the scale of the destruction. Half a home gone, collapsed into rubble, only a chimney still standing. On the ground, the homeowner standing silently, taking in what's left of their property, emotional as neighbors watch the aftermath unfold. Crews now working to make sure the scene is secure.
We have to make sure the aftermath of that fire, anything that may still be smoldering, we'll keep taking a look at that.
A quiet neighborhood turned into a crash site and a tragic day in aviation, as many are left shaken, trying to understand how it all went wrong.
We do have to be very protective of all of the residents who live here, make sure they're safe as we continue the investigation with the multiple agencies.
And tonight, the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board investigating this crash. The NTSB is telling us they'll be the ones to provide further updates as this investigation continues. But for this neighborhood now left in disbelief, Sia New Yorker joins me now. Sia, you were speaking with concerned, shocked neighbors all evening.
Yeah, many of those neighbors still in shock, heartbroken that this tragedy took place so close to their home. Now, for most of the day, many of the neighbors here in this Coventry Crossing development gathered here watching as first responders worked on the houses that were damaged in the plane crash. Now, for many of them, they reported to 911 that they heard explosions and saw heavy smoke and flames coming from this house. They were saddened to learn that 2 people died. Now, some say they had always had concerns living so close to the Akron Fulton Airport, but they never thought anything like this would happen.
It's just crazy because we usually walk around this circle like pretty much every time I'm over, and I don't know, I just can't imagine seeing that while we were out on a walk. That would be, I don't know. I just can't imagine it, and I don't know. I just feel bad for the families of, the pilots or whoever was flying in it.
I guess it always has been a fear. We get to see the blimp coming low across our area too, especially when these houses were first being built and there wasn't a lot of housing, and you just saw open land with lots of airplanes traveling through. And I guess it was always a fear in the back of our minds, but nothing that I was worried about every day. Now I will be.
Neighbors telling me they are already coming together to support the families in need, collecting supplies, blankets, toiletries. They've come together on social media, namely the Facebook group and other places. They say that they're going to band together in the next coming days to help all of those in need. Russ?
Okay, see you, New Yorker, and Hunter Bertram, both in Akron tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
So using flight tracking sources, we can see the plane, a thick single-wing engine aircraft, took off from Akron Fulton Airport around 2 o'clock this afternoon, traveled down to Cambridge east of Columbus, and then headed back. We can take a closer look here, and we can see that the plane circled around the airport once, came back around, and then crashed off of Swartz Road just south of the 277-77 interchange at about 3:45. That plane was registered to Echo Aviation based in Akron with apparent ties to a flight instruction program.
And of course, we'll continue to stay on top of this breaking story on air and online. You can also download the WKYC app for updates sent right to your phone.